I'm in.
Okay. This is good signs. We step away for almost a month, and it's like, well, is this going to function properly today? I hope so.
Yeah. Could you remind me what I was doing? Can you
Nope.
remember?
Can't remember a dang thing. I know I had just started alchemy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, so what's the sort of plan? What are you gonna do?
I'm not entirely sure. I think I'm gonna. Oh right, I was working on the new green circuits. Are they processing units? I was working on just making a bunch of those, and I think you were trying to automate making them properly, and I took a shortcut.
You were making them temporarily.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing something to do with pumping chlorine across the ocean. I can't actually remember why.
Oh, because we're gonna mess with it was like a higher end resource type.
We're slowly piecing.
Yeah, it was
together.
high quality iron, but we need chlorine specifically to mine raw rare metals.
Oh yes, of course. Yes, rare earth metals. That's the ticket. That is the ticket. Cool. All right. So, weird question. Have you seen my gunship?
Oh, you're playing.
Yeah.
It's probably close to where you spawned in, but if it isn't, there's one right over here next to the iron. I think this one's yours because it's got less fuel in it.
Yeah, okay. I think it must be as well.
So I'm pretty sure I usually park mine on the outskirts of the base, but maybe I'm wrong? I don't know. Who cares? They're communal property and we can always make more.
Yeah, they're super cheap actually. Yeah, relative to
the amount of resources that we just have floating around.
Correct.
So I'm standing next to it if you want to grab it.
Oh, okay. Well, I found another one. I guess that one's yours, and then this one's mine. Cool. I guess I found another one then. I found a spare gunship just lying around.
We should make like a parking spot.
Oh, with some textured floor?
Oh yeah. I'll do that right now. Let's see.
Priorities, eh?
Put it. Yeah. We got a big blank spot right between the copper line and the processors. So I'm going to put it there.
Okay. Right. Okay. All right. So I'll finish this rare earth stuff up, and we'll see what the heck happens. Hopefully it all works. Yeah, I'm just trying to think like what do we even need to prioritize? I can't even really remember.
We needed it for something. I think we needed the rare earth for higher. Oh, I think we actually need the rare earth specifically for processors. Processing units. Yeah, it requires rare metals for processing units. Which is why I started doing the shortcut, because it was going to be a little faster.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I've made just kind of a parking space. Let's make it a little bit more overt. I've got the red I've got the yellow and the black. What's a good complement to that? Blue and white?
You're the artist. You tell me.
I'm gonna make it gaudy as shit.
That's why you attended art school. Now I know the truth.
True story. We were once given a project to do a self-portrait, and I think something about the prompt was like use every color or lots of colors I wasn't entirely clear. The directions were just a little off, and I'm not going to say my reading comprehension is bad, but I just don't think I was paying full attention. And so when it came time to like go in for the formal critique, everybody shows up with these nice, oh, you know what? I think I misinterpreted full color as literally full color.
What does that mean?
I used every color in the rainbow to do a self-portrait of myself. So I come in as a Technicolor Dreamboat, and everybody else comes in as just kind of, you know, a nice, normal, realistic self-portrait. And I just remember being mildly embarrassed, and nobody even really acknowledged it. I think the teacher was just like, read the directions better next time, but here's how to critique your project better. I was like, sweet.
I feel like, you know, a self-portrait in that style is still a self-portrait, right? So it's still...
Yeah, you know, it just definitely not the kind of thing you want to do when you're learning art. That's the kind of thing you want to do when you actually know. All right. The parking space is ugly, but it should be really easy to find.
I will do my best. Oh boy. Okay.
Is my recycling? Yeah. Oh, that's the electric furnace. Where did my recycler setup go?
Dude, I can't remember where anything of mine.
Oh, here it is.
It's just all a disaster.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh, pump jack.
I've just got an area specifically for recycling. So any kind of like spare junk that we don't need, just chuck it in this chest, and it'll get turned into its core components again. Did it work? Perfect.
Go. Nice. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. I'm looking forward to getting rare earth stuff set up as well, because I think we're going to need that for a lot of stuff, if I'm not mistaken. I think. Good. And we grab ourselves some power. All right, in terms of like end game conditions, what do you know about the Krastorio?
Nothing. This is the farthest I've ever gotten in it. So we're just about as lost as each other.
I would like to suggest that I'm more lost than you are.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, I think I am. I think
okay.
You've done more Factorio playthroughs than I have. You're the pro here.
Sorry, I'm too distracted by trying to make the helipad more obvious.
Put a big H or a big G for gunship.
I put an H at the suggestion of my audience, which I think was the right move. The problem is to get it to show, like, to get a black to show up on the map, I have to use a concrete style that looks near identical to... Yeah, that'll do. Should be pretty hard to miss. I had to use a concrete style that's straight up, like, you couldn't distinguish it from the regular blue. So it'd show up as an H on the map, not so much in... when you're actually wandering around. Okay. Don't we have, like, a guide for Krastorio?
Top left, yeah.
Yeah. Intergalactic transceiver. I think that's what we need to do.
That does seem endgame. Definitely seems endgame.
Yeah, there's also a matter thing that just turns raw resource into elementary matter, and you can turn that into other things with the matter stabilizer. Fusion reactors. There's some stuff.
There is some stuff. Okay, I remember why I was moving chlorine across here. I remember why I was moving chlorine across here. Okay, so we need to
hey.
use chlorine to pump down into the electric mining drills to mine out the rare earth metals. That's why. Just FYI there.
Okay, yeah.
So that's... I honestly feel like that is half the battle. Just trying to remember what the heck I was doing.
I'm just going to research a number of random things. Ooh.
Yeah, get us up to date.
Maybe. We're producing blue science, right?
Yep. We're producing every single type of science that can be made right now, apart from the very newest. Yeah, every single type of science.
So we don't have production and utility tech cards.
Correct.
Those are coming
That's
soon?
the only ones.
Okay.
The only ones that we don't have. But everything else is all being manufactured and actually should automatically be delivered to the labs, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna... I always feel kind of weird about my alchemy setup, because it feels like, not cowardice, but it feels like I'm being too lazy here and I should actually get this set up. I guess we don't have any rare metals, so I guess this is...
I will have rare metals in about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes probably. I'm not far off.
Yeah, I'll keep doing shenanigans, and at some point we will hook yours in and then move my alchemy onto something else.
I tell you what, in terms of rare earth metals, do we have to process the rare earth metals?
I think so, but I think it's easy to process it.
Just a single oven or whatever, presumably.
Yeah. Okay, rare metals is just, in any furnace or oven.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. That's cool. It was just so that you didn't...
Yeah, so the trick is, if we wanted to be more efficient with our rare metals, you can enrich it with hydrogen chloride and water, which creates enriched rare metals, and dirty water, which we can use for other things. And that effectively doubles the efficiency. But we have to figure out hydrogen chloride and what to do with dirty water, which maybe isn't so bad. So that might be something we want to look into sooner than later.
I actually think that would be super easy to do. I tell you what, I will do that after I finish getting it transported back to the mainland. I can just like enrich it on the pier, so to speak, and then we can pump the enriched stuff into the base, if you'd like.
Yeah.
All right, that's my mission. I'm on it. All right, I need to come back, and this is a perfect excuse to have a little gander across to the brand new helipad landing zone. All right. I see it. I love it, dude. This is incredible.
Yeah. It should
when
stand out and should be really hard to miss.
When you're moving across it, it does kind of give me motion sickness, but apart from that, it's great.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to use it for anything other than that specific point right there.
I mean, that's not your fault. That's just the fact that it's got, stupid lines on it. Oh god, that's awful.
Yep.
Oh boy. Tripping.
Ooh, that's an inconvenience. A usual recycling machine doesn't work here. Time to use the other one.
Oh. Alright, do we actually need to take any more land? I don't think we need to take any more land, do we? Like, this is about all that we really need, I think? Are our conquering days over? Dare I suggest?
Sort of. That southern border might need to be shot a bunch.
Uh-huh.
Because I think that's the only area that is ever going to bother encroaching.
Yeah. There is... Actually, there are...
And the other
There are
fear... The other fear would be your rare, raw rare metals area.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
my southern border.
that's going to get a bit dodgy. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice the southern border. Well,
yeah, I think my area is going to be probably the first area to crack. Almost certainly. In fact, it's not even fully built at the moment. Could I just... suppose all I really need to do... All I really need to do is just actually create a little bit of a moat. If in doubt, just create a moat. There we go. Because I'm going to keep the northern border connected so that we can at least have, you know, some hunting for sport, for want of a better term.
do they have much for... Would it be, I guess, target shooting in Scotland, or no, not really?
It depends where you go, to be honest. I was involved in, I guess, like, cadets, which I guess is like... Do you guys have cadets over there? Like,
It's probably the
cadet?
equivalent of Boy Scouts.
Yeah, something similar. It's not quite the same, because I did Boy Scouts for a bit, but cadets is, like, more, like, army-oriented, I guess.
Okay.
Or more,
yeah, so
like,
that would be, like, kind of ROTC. ROTC? I don't even remember what that stands
exactly.
for.
Sort of something like that. Yeah, something like that. So we did have that, and I did that for a couple of years, and I did some shooting as part of that. But I was never really any good at it, to be honest. It was never really my sort of jam. Never really enjoyed it. What about
I
you?
got really
You
big into
that?
archery. That was my thing.
Archery like live targets or just target targets?
Targets.
Yeah.
I am way too soft-hearted to kill another thing. I even feel weird about killing spiders, but I'm absolutely terrified of spiders. So
Okay.
it kind of balances out.
Right. That makes sense. I must confess, I've never done it before. I can't even speak to it.
It's fun because it feels like I don't know. It's just like a really solid motion, and the skill cap is just high enough that it is an engaging process, and just low enough that it is not boring.
It's because it's quite a demanding, physically demanding sport. Like if you're using the big bows or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can do some damage.
Yep.
You can do some damage with some bows and arrows, can't you? It's no, to be honest, the only experience that I've really had with bows is in the historical context of the English longbow. But that's nothing like archery these days, is it? Like it's...
I don't know. Kind of depends on your perspective. My mother had a longbow, and I tried using it, and it was much harder than a standard, like, recurve bow. I felt very foolish trying to fire the damn thing.
So what's a recurve bow? Is that a composite bow sort of thing?
Composite bows are the ones that use pulleys.
Okay.
So they're the ones that have multiple strings going back and forth and little wheels at the tips. Recurve bows are probably the ones that you see the most often in popular media. They're the ones that kind of, instead of just being a standard arc, it curves back against. So like where you're holding the center of the bow, that's kind of the standard dome, but at the end it flares out instead of just I don't even know how to describe it without pictures. I guess one's more of a dimple instead of just an arch. But the recurve bow it has more power to it and doesn't require... I think it requires about the same amount of draw, but it has less of a... I guess it's just more efficient. I think it's more accurate. I just remember using my mother's... Oh. I can just get rid of this now. Hey. I just remember using my mother's and being very confused on how the heck does any of this work?
Yeah.
There we go.
I remember part of the reason why we were also making rare earth metals. Rare earth metals are required for level 2 electric mining drills. Which I think
that's it.
we wanted. Because that was like the... I can't remember if we were going to replace all of the wee drones or not. But we have the option.
We might want to. We probably want to.
Yeah, it depends on how good the Mark IIs are, really, in comparison to the Mark Is, I guess. Probably pretty good. Let's see.
Just mildly distracted. I'm trying to make the alchemy line a little bit more efficient. Okay, here we go. I think I got it this time. Let's see. So, I think we probably want to replace the mining drones. I don't know if they're contributing to lag. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't.
Yeah.
The one problem is the mining drones make it real easy. You don't have to worry about belting through them. And all you have to do is get them to belt out of the actual mines. The problem is they're showing their speed a little bit, so we're going to have to increase the amount of them, but I guess that's not so bad either.
It's, I mean, you know, we replace them if we have the ability and if we have the resources, and if not, then I guess it's probably not the end of the world. I feel like this juice as well might be causing some problems. Because there's a lot of just juice lying around. Where the heck? There. Yeah, so alchemy is a priority.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna mark it on the map so you can kind of see how alchemy works.
Okay.
Let's see. Huh. Apparently there's EXP potions that we can drink.
Oh yeah, let's level up. Let's chug.
I'm gonna look into that.
That sounds incredible.
Okay, so I've marked the alchemy engine on the map. Should be pretty easy to find. Let's see. I need more plastic. It's pretty basic. All it is just a recycling machine and a regular factory looped into each other, but with heavy productivity modules, which effectively more bang for your buck.
Infinite.
Yeah. It's just very slow right now because I need better beacons, like considerably better ones.
Yeah. This is I like this. This is very exploity. This is good.
It is incredibly exploity, and often my industry chains just turn into alchemizing like 1,000 of something and then saying, well, that's good enough.
It's
switching back if I need it.
This is sort of the same thing with Project E, right? Is that I feel like the way to balance some of these things is not giving you like all of your resources back. You have some sort of like loss involved in the process, if indeed, you know, you're after you're after balance.
I guess I've always been kind of disinterested in specific balance. That, from my perspective, I'm more interested in learning how to do something once, and then after that point, Though, in this case, I'm circumventing it, because you're actually working on the rare metals, I'm just doing other things.
No, I mean, it's to each their own, right? It's...
Have you played... You probably haven't played Terraria 1.4 yet.
I have played Terraria, like, once for, like, 10 minutes.
Okay. Terraria 1.4 did something really interesting, and that had a thing called Journey Mode, where you're effectively... Every item can be replicated, but first you have to find X amount of it. And so you put that in, and then once you've found whatever that item is, then you can just make as many as you want. Which...
Okay.
It's definitely kind of cheatsy, but it felt really good.
I mean, I can see that. I can totally see that. Because I like Project E in Minecraft, for example. I think it's good. Once you've made something once, you can just duplicate
slap it in. Say, I don't want to make any more weird furnace blocks that require a strange setup that I don't really need to automate past making the first. But hey, I'm gonna need like 2 more at some point.
Exactly. I don't have issues with that.
I just feel a little guilty for poor Alexa, because I know he had, like, grand dreams of us trading.
Yeah.
With each other and, like, sharing resources and so on and so forth, and it's... We did not.
But to be fair, I don't actually think that would have been... I don't really think that people would have needed to trade anyway, to be honest.
Yeah,
like
I also just don't know if it would be feasible. Half of us are on at wildly different hours. Maybe if there were a lot of us. Or if we were Hermitcraft, where it was straight up purely our jobs to play Minecraft and Minecraft alone.
That would be nice. That would be nice. I have a lot of time for Minecraft, actually. I do.
I think I would enjoy that sort of workflow for maybe about a year, and then after a certain point, I'd start craving something new.
It's... Yeah. It's the same with Satisfactory, in my mind, anyway. It's always gonna be more effective, easier, more fun, quicker to build, logistics networks and strategy networks out in third person, at least from my perspective. But that's the thing that's holding Minecraft back, in my mind, from becoming like a truly sort of great management sort of strategy game. But that's just how it is, I guess. Go. Okay, so we need a chemical plant to enrich. 2 chemical plants. Place down. Okay.
That's what I did wrong.
Are you still searching for XP potions?
No, I got a bit distracted.
Understatement of the century, perhaps.
I'm beefing up my alchemy engine so it can self-feed. Currently, what I've got it working on is productivity modules, and ideally beacons. And then eventually I'm going to take a bunch of the surplus productivity modules and then just turn them all into processing units. And then spare circuits that can just get thrown into whatever.
Okay. That's cool.
Let's see.
That is cool. How? What was the building? What was the building that we used to extract hydrogen from the atmosphere? I can't remember. What's it called?
I think it's a condenser.
A condenser. Well done. Good shit. Excellent, excellent memory there.
I could be entirely wrong, but I think that's it.
I think
I've been playing something else where condenser was the
atmospheric
module as well.
condenser. Let's have a little look. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Okay. How's our power situation doing? Oh, it's fine. I've got plenty of room for this.
What are we still using coal?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Our coal machines are still going, but I have a handful of Tiberian power plants, I think.
Ah,
Let's see if I can find them. Where did I put them? They're around here somewhere. Oh?
You're not telling me that you seriously lost the Tiberian power plant?
Well, I mean, I put them. I've clearly put them somewhere. They exist on this map.
I remember commenting on them. I definitely remember commenting on them.
Because they look exactly like the standard Tiberium power plant from like the game. They just recreated the sprite.
Bottom left next to the Tiberium field. There's one, I think. I can see.
Oh, there it is. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was staring straight at it. So I only have one, really. Well, it's only putting out a quarter of its power output. I'm pretty sure I could turn off... Yeah, I could turn off all of our coal line, and it would actually be able to solo our entire power needs right now. I think I might hold off on that. Let's see, what other blue science can I get while we're here?
You know, the pollution isn't really necessarily a big deal.
No.
It's
not. I just figure why tear up something that still works? Hey, plasma.
correct, yeah. Offshore. Cool.
What is the range on a cannon turret? Nope. Boring.
Boring.
I'm hoping for some other, like, really big... Just big guns.
Yeah, just big and crazy. Orbital,
Yeah.
the orbital ion cannon. I mean,
That's the goal.
you're contractually obliged to build that one. That is highly important to me. So, water. Video game.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave that and come back later. It's like watching paint dry. What other resource chains do we need me to work on?
I've just about finished enriching the rare earth metals. I guess, like, what do we do with heavy water? Do you have any use for heavy water? Because I can give you some heavy water if you need it. Got plenty of that, presumably.
I don't even know what we use heavy water for.
Me neither. But I've definitely seen it in a couple of recipes before.
Okay. Heavy water... is made in the electrolysis plant.
Yeah, I got it. I've got it coming out.
Okay, making a DT fuel cell requires heavy water. So
sorry, I don't actually have heavy water. I've got dirty water. That's my bad. That
okay.
might be much less valuable. Alternatively, it might be just what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think heavy water is something we want to look into later. Dirty water, yeah, heavy water is for
garbage.
So dirty water. Okay, so we can turn dirty water into stone and iron. 100 dirty water can be turned into stone and raw rare metals. Not very well, though. It's like a 30 to 5 ratio, which is rough. I guess 6 to 1.
I mean, don't bother if it's not worth doing. Then what's the point?
Yeah, we might want to just chuck that and just not think about it.
Yeah, I'll yeet the dirty water. Don't you worry about it.
Ah. Walking through the mining boys is an experience.
It's so loud, isn't it? It's so
I think
loud.
I have them turned off. They no longer make noise for me. I don't know if I turned off sound effects for this game or what exactly. Oh no, they're there. It's just very quiet.
All right. So after that, I guess the only thing that really remains is the outstanding science pack production, which you could get started with if you wanted to. I think you do require processing circuits for one of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I think.
I'll look into it in a second. See, I don't have a supply of them yet.
There. Okay, that's good. Because yeah, after I'm done this, be done with enriching. Should make everything just so much easier. And I think this is the last resource that we sort of need to get from the middle of nowhere. Also, I feel like our radars should have scanned more stuff, don't you?
I think they have a range limitation.
But didn't we put down... I thought we put down some extra ones in far-flung places. Man, and this Tiberium is just going crazy. Crude oil.
Let's see.
Hold up. So on the map, there is like orange spots that say crude oil combined yield.
Yeah.
But that's different to the
there?
usual pinks. Yeah, the usual pink spots. Look up at the top.
Oh,
just
yeah,
to the
you're
very
right.
edge of radar range.
No, I think that's it, actually. That's regular. I think they just changed the color for some reason.
I could have sworn that they weren't there before.
No, they most definitely were not. I don't...
Yeah.
Well, Or they were there, but they were inside all of the alien nests, so we just wrote them off. I think that's the case, that they were just so surrounded by bad boys that what was the point of even...
Juiced bros.
Exactly.
Tell you what, we've got hardly any pollution. We have hardly any pollution.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the aliens. Like, oh, wow. Yeah, so I wiped out Biter Evolution,
Yeah.
a couple minutes ago.
Yeah. Yep.
And check the kind of giant southern border. Not southern, southwestern border.
Yeah.
They're not moving anymore. They don't know we're here. They've got some
wow.
biters hanging out, but it's like we don't exist anymore.
Oh, that's actually quite. It's actually quite pretty. All of the different color surrounding the nests.
Yeah. So you might want to consider diving in on air filtration kind of early, around Norman Landsberg and Dr. Freaky Oakley. Oakley? What?
Oakley.
You want to
Dr. Freaky Oakley.
You want to explain those, or is it just whatever popped in your head at the moment?
That was no, those are default. So those are Patreon or Indiegogo Kickstarter supporters of the OG game.
Got
I
it.
believe. Some of the names, because I think actually all of the science labs as well, I think were named after. Yeah. So if you look at all of the labs, they've all got like wild names. Mark Stampfley, Coob. Generic name 1. That's a very original one. Yeah, they've all got unique names. I think it's quite nice actually.